Hi, Cuddles. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am out at Mother Neff State Park in the state of Texas, and my dog and I have just gone for a short hike. We're going to do some more hiking, but I wanted to use this opportunity to answer a question I had in the comments of my last video about how I make my window covers stay in place. And the short answer is a wing and a prayer. The long answer is still that, but also just a tiny bit of Velcro. So living in the state of Texas, it's a very hot state, and Velcro was my second choice, and it worked for a while, except for the fact that once the summer hit, the adhesive started melting. So now what I pretty much do is I just shove it. You can see I still have Velcro here, but I no longer have Velcro up here because it just melted off. So I just kind of shove it in place and hope that it stays. And so far it stays pretty well. So part of how I get it to stay too, and I'm going to kind of go over how this will go over kind of how I made these as well. So this side is Reflectix that I got off of Amazon. Just standard run-of-the-mill Reflectix. This side is blackout material. You can actually get just straight up blackout material on Amazon. The same stuff that they use to make like blackout curtains and stuff. And then duct tape, because if you can't fix it with duct tape, it's not really broke. I think somebody said that to me one time. So the first time, the way I did it is I cut them just a tiny bit bigger. I cut this edge right here just a tiny bit bigger than what would be needed for the window. And obviously it's not a perfect cut job, but it works for what I need. And the duct tape being what it is, kind of acts a little bit like rubber in a sense. I know it's not actually like that, but you know, it gives it that extra needed friction to kind of hold it in place. Once you give it a good, you just kind of shove it in there a bit, because you got rubber on the seals, and then the duct tape will kind of cling a bit to that rubber, causing enough friction for it to hold in place. And to switch sides, if you did go the Velcro method, you would just put Velcro on each side, and you just cut it just a little bit bigger, and an extra piece of Velcro would go like right here. But again, that didn't work for me, at least not on these windows. So in my back windows, These ones are holding kind of, but you can see it's kind of peeling away a bit, and it just does that. So I don't actually need it. I've kept it up there for just that little bit of added stability. You can see right here, I did not cut these perfect at all, but again, you just shove it in there. You see this side's longer, this side is shorter. I'm not known for being very precise. And then you can just pull this down like that. On the other side as well, and I'm taking these down as well because I'm planning on leaving. You'll see that the Velcro did peel off there, but this just shoved it in there and it still stayed in place. Now, the exception to that rule is the back windows. Because of the angle of the back windows, just shoving it in there wasn't going to do it. And so I've had to keep redoing this Velcro, and I have Velcro on the sides and at the top. And what I did for this one is I actually used the duct tape to make these little tabs that stick out. I did it on that one. I did it on the sides. Just wrapped the duct tape around and stuck the Velcro to the duct tape. And then this one, same on the other side. I did not do any. Sorry, I did do some on the bottom as well, but it typically, because of this is not a perfect measurement, if I flip this around, the Velcro doesn't line up properly because I didn't try to go super fancy. I didn't try to get all my measurements correct. So while I have the tabs down there, I really don't use them because as long as the ones on the top and the side are in place, I can usually do just the shoving down at the bottom and it'll mostly stay in place. It's not perfect, but it'll mostly stay in place. And then I can just pull them down and fold them up. This back one folds into thirds. I fold it into 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, I just can hold it up here at the top. What do you think, Cuddles? She's ignoring me. She doesn't like the camera. But she's a good girl. She doesn't much like being out in unfamiliar areas too. So she doesn't typically go camping with me because she would just be anxious and want to go home the entire time. I have tried it several times. And every time, this is all she wants to do. So, but she's a good girl. She's just ignoring me because I have the camera out. So, I have tried magnets on the window covers before, and I was inexperienced with magnets and ended up breaking them. Apparently, the strong magnets that you use normally to do these and to hold things up against the car. Well, first of all, there's only so many places I can put magnets, but this is one of them. This is metal, and you can use magnets on this. But apparently they're magnets are very fragile. The neodymium, I think is what they're called. And I did not realize that when I bought them, and I ended up breaking all of them. So I did find out later on that you could like wrap them in cellophane or tape or something, and that would prevent, at least help with them breaking. Basically that if they did break, the shards wouldn't go everywhere. But I'm not going to keep experimenting with stuff, so yeah.